Hello. This 2-minute testimony is probably slightly longer than 2 minutes, but it's a bit of a wangle really. It's not really a testimony as much as an invitation. It's an introduction to the book of Malachi. But don't worry, I have Steve's permission. Malachi is the last book of the Old Testament, and I'm going to begin a series looking at this particular minor prophet starting next Sunday evening on the 17th of May. It's a book I find very striking. It may be short, 3 pages, 4 chapters, but it packs a real punch. My mum said to me when she heard I was going to be speaking on Malachi, she said, well, don't refer to it in the way that was suggested at the Keswick Convention some years ago, as a matter of fun, of course, where they said it was pronounced Malachi. I can assure you the book of Malachi is no malarkey. As verse 1 of chapter 1 tells us, this is the word of the Lord to his people through Malachi. And Malachi means my messenger. So as we read this book together, we are hearing the word of the Lord, the message of the Lord through Malachi. I did find myself on a bit of a roller coaster going through the book. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes very good, sometimes very bad. In general, the Lord's message comes to her people who are guilty of spiritual drift in their relationship with him. I don't know if you've ever seen a piece of driftwood in the sea and watched it for a while. One moment it's near the breakwater, then a bit later it moves a little bit, almost imperceptible, but it has moved. But as you continue to watch and watch, this piece of driftwood gets further and further from its original position until it's almost out of sight. Well, that is what has happened with the people of Israel. Their drift from the Lord has been very subtle, so that when the Lord brings his charges to them, and to us, of course, there is this surprise in their response, surprise questioning. They hadn't realised. There is a lot of question and answer style in Malachi, which I find quite challenging and very probing in nature, but it certainly engages me and you, I trust, to listen. As for the very good, well, try chapter 3 and verse 17. Speaking of his faithful people, the Lord Almighty says, they will be mine in the day I make up my treasured possession. Very good is too feeble. This is the most awesome truth imaginable that's promised to you and to me as his faith people. So please be invited to hear the word of the Lord to us all through Malachi starting next Sunday on the DPR website, and maybe have a preparatory read before you come.